Their incredible love story with the heat of passion had been discussed for years all over the world. Legendary actress Rita Hayworth and the son of Islamic leader Prince Ali Khan, they were bright representatives of their generation. Millions of viewers worshipped her beauty and talent, and he was considered the main playboy of the time and was a big politician. Why didn't Rita want to marry him? And what secret she kept all her life and told her daughter only before she died? Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Let's get started. The real name of this Hollywood star is Margarita Cancino. She was born in 1918 in Brooklyn in the family of a Spanish immigrant, a professional dancer who turned out to be a real scoundrel. At the age of 10, he raped his daughter and forced her to dance in a duet with him. Rita danced and slept for several years with her father. Then he decided to make his daughter a movie star. When Rita turned 17, she was noticed by a representative of the movie company 20th Century Fox, but she only had to participate in the background dancing. Rita's finest hour came at the age of 19, when she became the wife of scandalous producer Eddie Judson. He invested a lot of money in her image and persuaded her to take the surname of her mother, Hayworth. Rita began to star in leading roles. Quite quickly she became popular, won the title of Hollywood Goddess, and broke many men's hearts. In 1942, Rita divorced Judson. This happened after he tried to force her into bed with the head of the movie company Columbia Pictures, but she indignantly refused. A year later, Rita married director Orson Welles. Her new husband very quickly unraveled the true nature of Rita. In his opinion, she did not correspond to her screen image of the goddess of love. Sweet and timid, she desperately fell in love with him, believing that she could finally become happy. She preferred to lead a non-public life and was faithful to her husband. But this man also brought her a lot of suffering. When she was pregnant with their daughter, he started cheating on her, and Rita found herself alone and unhappy again. Her marriage was on the verge of divorce. Then she didn't know that very soon she would be waiting for even greater ups and downs. By this time, Rita Hayworth had managed to star in 67 films. Her popularity was so phenomenal that it can be compared with the popularity of Marilyn Monroe. Many still consider the actress a standard of beauty. The peak of Rita's fame came to the cult movie Gilda. Men were ready to do anything to be honored at least a glance of this brilliant lady. One of these men was the main playboy of the time, Pakistani Prince Ali Salman Aga Khan. He was incredibly rich due to his high origin and took everything from life. In addition to his passion for women, Ali Khan enjoyed racing, piloting airplanes, hunting, and traveling. At that time, Prince Ali was married, and his wife was not an ordinary woman, Joan Guinness. It's a familiar surname, isn't it? Back in 1936, Ali Khan stole her from Thomas Guinness, a member of the British Parliament and owner of the famous beer brand. With this act, he confirmed his reputation as a global playboy, but made a lot of powerful enemies. Prince Ali's lifestyle did not please his father, Sultan Aga Khan III of Pakistan. He considered his son frivolous and even deprived him of the throne. Contrary to centuries-old traditions, the monarch bequeathed the throne not to his son, but to his grandson Karim. However, Ali Khan was not upset about it at all. He was quite satisfied with the fate of a fun lover and tempter of women. When he saw the beautiful Rita on the screen, he immediately gave himself a promise to marry her. He saw no obstacles to the goal, despite the fact that Rita was also married, although in the process of divorce. The prince always believed that nothing is impossible for him. Having fallen in love with the Hollywood goddess, he was determined that she would belong only to him. Having learned that the actress went to rest on the French Riviera, Ali Khan, as if by chance, was nearby. At one of the social events, he managed to get acquainted with the girl. Then he put into action his charm and rich experience as a womanizer. However, he didn't need much effort. Rita Hayworth immediately felt sympathy for his new acquaintance, and since the first meeting enjoyed spending days and nights with him. When the prince briefly flew to Ireland, the messenger had been bringing Rita huge bouquets of flowers every day. And once the prince even set up an accidental meeting Riga with a fortune teller who predicted the actress the most vivid novel in her life. In fact, it turned out so. Neither before nor after in the life of Rita was not so passionate and romantic relationship. Ali Khan was in love and determined to make Rita his lawful wife. He even introduced the actress to his influential friends, but for some reason they didn't like Rita. They refused to socialize with her. At her approach, they defiantly used to speak French, and she didn't know this language. But during a trip to Rita's relatives in Madrid, Ali Khan was completely enchanted by how natural and beautiful actress is in her usual society. Rita's dance with her own grandfather finally won him over. After this trip, the prince made a marriage proposal to the actress, but received a firm refusal. Rita returned to the United States in the house of her former spouse, where she lived with her daughter Rebecca, but Ali Khan didn't intend to abandon his plans. He moved to Hollywood and rented a house right across the street from Rita's house. Meetings of lovers continued, and soon almost everyone knew about their connection. Those around them openly condemned the relationship, and there were even openly racist remarks about the prince. Prince's father, Sultan Aga Khan, demanded that his son to give up the relation with the actress, but it turned out that Rita was already expecting a child from the prince. The Sultan had nothing left but to give his consent to the marriage. The actress agreed to become the wife of Prince Ali. At that time, a woman giving birth to a child without a husband was not treated very well. Most likely, Rita's decision was influenced by the fear of being rejected by society. Before the wedding, the prince had to divorce his second wife. The bride, however, was frightened by the prospect of becoming the wife of a famous womanizer, and Rita even decided to take a desperate step. She offered her ex-husband to marry her a second time. However, Orson Welles didn't plan to marry a woman pregnant from another. Rita had only one way out: to become the wife of Ali Khan. In May 1949, the Hollywood goddess and the famous playboy married in France. The wedding was rich and noisy. For the sake of this man, Hayworth left her film career. 6 months later, they had a daughter, Yasmin, but the actress's joy of motherhood was overshadowed by pressure from her new relatives. This was the cause of further conflicts in the star family. The husband insisted on raising Yasmin in Muslim traditions, and his family demanded that the daughter grew up in Pakistan. Rita Hayworth, having a Spanish origin, was a convinced Catholic. She strongly protested against the Islamization of her daughter, and when Ali Khan started talking about converting to Islam, Rita herself, she refused categorically. Ali was furious. He accused the actress, whom he had recently idolized, of not being a goddess, but an ordinary woman. In addition, the prince wasn't going to become a model family man. He returned to his usual way of life. Ali didn't come home for weeks and indulged in pleasures in the company of other women. After 3 years, such a life became unbearable for Rita. She was tired of the endless rumors about the novels of her spouse and was completely disappointed in her marriage. Rita packed her things, took her daughter, and returned to Hollywood. She began divorce proceedings. Ali Khan was absolutely furious. He is not used to disobedience from women. But Rita didn't respond to his threats. The prince even tried to steal his daughter, but without success. Then he offered Rita fabulous money to get the right to raise his daughter and take her to Pakistan. But the woman refused. A year later, their divorce proceedings were finalized. Ali Khan and Rita Hayworth never saw each other again. Rita returned to the movies, but her former glory was already impossible to revive. By that time, a new star was lit in Hollywood, Marilyn Monroe. 7 years later, Prince Ali was killed in a car crash. His pregnant fiancée was traveling with him and lost their baby in the accident. As for Rita, she has been married twice more. First, her spouse became a famous actor, Dick Haymes, and then the producer, James Hill. But in her own words, these relationships were only a shadow of the passion raging between her and Prince Ali Khan. Rita died at the age of 68 in the arms of her daughter Yasmin. She had been suffering from Alzheimer's disease for the last 20 years of her life. Just before she died, she confessed that her life had been broken ever since she was a child when her father forced her to sleep with him. All her life she had been endlessly unhappy, and the real reason for the breakup of relations with Prince Ali wasn't at all the difference of cultures and opposite views on the future of their daughter. The couple simply couldn't give up themselves and their usual way of life. Prince returned to the lifestyle of a playboy, and Rita had to continue her Hollywood career because she didn't find happiness in another marriage. Quite often similar situations happen to ordinary people. This love story is remarkably similar to millions of other stories that don't make it into the society news. What did you have to give up for your loved one? And what have you never been able to give up? Share in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, put a like if you enjoyed this story. See you soon.